Okay, guys. So a few days ago, I made this dessert for a friend's birthday. I think it was last week for a friend's birthday. So I made a tres leches cake. So tres leches cake is a Mexican sponge cake soaked up in the base of condensed milk, evaporated milk, and heavy cream and milk, all that stuff. And then usually it's top off with like a simple um, shanty frosting, like a easy whipped cream, and you top it up with some fruits. But my friend really loved banana pudding, so I decided to include banana pudding and actually make into like layers, like in a casserole dessert, and it was so amazing. And I topped it up with some wafer vanilla cookies. It was actually one of the best trust touches I've ever had in my life. It was so good that I decided to make it for my family this time, and I'm gonna share it to some of my neighbors as well and friends, because I'm like I need to share this to like more people. But this time, instead of vanilla wafers, I'm gonna use Biscoff cookies, as well as I'm also going to still include the banana pudding mix that I made as a filling, and then I will top it off with some simple whipped heavy cream, and then I also purchased like a Biscoff cookies like buttercream, but we'll see. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe so if we lose contact or lose connection, you guys can come back to my page again. So right now I'm about to do the tres leches syrup, which is evaporated milk. So because I'm making it into a casserole, I'm gonna use two this time. And the leftover is always good to have leftover because the next day it's always good to make more syrup because the cake actually soak in the whole entire syrup. So the more you have it, the better. And then lastly, we're gonna add, let me put this one. And we're gonna put some condensed milk. I'm about to make the syrup for the tres leches.
But where's the cream?
It's inside, it's in the fridge. Whenever you see this cake right here, when I cut it, and then we can do that, okay?
And that's the cake.
Yeah, that's the cake.
I thought it was just cake all covered.
No, it's a cake.
Stop.
That's the condensed milk.
What?
Condensed milk?
Oh, condensed milk. I like that.
I know you do, because it's sweet.
It's not that sweet. It goes away, you know?
What goes away, the sweetness?
Yeah.
A little bit of vanilla extra. I'm gonna put some heavy cream. Just a little bit, not too much. Like that. And then this part is done. I'm gonna like clean the corners a little bit. I need to get myself a new mixer because I think this one is going to its end. I actually purchased this from Facebook Market. It was a second hand, um, like a year ago. It really came in handy. But I think the button back there is acting up now. So, but anyways, this is done. We're gonna put this on the side, and then now we're going to assemble the cake. After we assemble the cake, we're gonna leave enough time for the cake to um, soak in the actual syrup, and then we'll make the simple heavy cream frosting with the whipped frosting. It's very simple to make the whipped frosting. So we're gonna put this on the side, and then we're gonna do the cake now. Remove these. All right. Turn this off. Okay. So here is the cake that I made yesterday. It's a simple sponge cake, but I added some. I actually decided to test it, right? You typically sponge cakes, you don't want to add any kind of like fruit, or especially like fruit who are acidic, because it will not make the cake the consistency that you want. And also banana tends to like make the cakes kind of like dense. But I don't know what I did, but this worked out perfectly because it's still spongy, because you want that sponginess so that the syrup can actually go through the cake. So it actually turned out pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this in half. So the first layer is gonna go on the bottom of the tray, and the second layer, wait, first layer will go on the bottom of the tray. I'm gonna put the syrup. I'm gonna put a pudding filling. I'm gonna put some Biscoff cookies. Then I'll put a second layer, repeat it again, and then the last layer I'm gonna top it off with the frosting. Okay, so let me get my tray here. Let me see something. So that's about this one here. This cake turned out so amazing. So the stuff you see in there like that, this is the banana puree that I added to cook it with. And like I said, it turned out so amazing. So you can actually see some of the bananas in there. And it smells like amazing. And I also added some pumpkin spice. I've got to say, I added some pumpkin spice to it. So this cake is like very flavorful. Alright, so we're gonna got this. And now I'm gonna add some of the syrup that we just made, just on the bottom, just a little bit. Spread it around just a little bit. you don't need to put too much because since it's on the bottom, everything that we put on top is gonna end up on the bottom anyways. But just a little bit so that the cake won't stick just to the pan. Now we're going to remove the cake from here. Right. Oh, look at that banana. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. And this is all the bananas. No, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Fit perfectly. Last week when I did it, I used the wrong pan to bake the cake, so it wasn't really as even that I wanted, but this one's perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna add more of the syrup. Oh, I almost forgot. We gotta make sure we poke some holes in there, because I almost forgot that last time as well. Let's poke some holes. Just get a fork and just especially the bananas in there. It's a little dense, but it's not as dense as that. It's still fluffy, which is good. Okay. Now, go ahead and just cover the cake. And again, the cake will soak all of this. Right. So here, can you guys see? Yeah, okay, you're good. Okay. Now, okay. Now this is, as this soaks in, we're gonna add the cream that we made. Ezra, you wanna come taste the cream that you made? So actually, Ezra made this. So this is the pudding cream filling that we made. Turned out beautiful. Look how solid this is. Look at that. Good job. Oh, don't put your finger on where I get your spoon.
Ooh, I wonder what it tastes like.
He's so proud of his work. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh. Beautiful, beautiful. Here you go.
Ooh,
Tiens, tiens, tiens. Vas-y. Vas-y, vas-y, vas-y. So because it turned out so creamy, I'm actually gonna use a. Where's my small? You can put on the dishwasher. There we go. Where's my small ice cream scooper?
Wait, I think it's in here.
This one's. I got the big one here.
Oh, can I try that one? Can I have a try?
I need to get the small one, baby.
Yeah.
This one's too big.
What the hell is this?
No.
I want to try and see how this works.
No, I'm missing. I don't know where I put the small one. Anyways, so it goes like this. Let me do it on the camera and then I'll show you, okay? So we're gonna use an ice cream scooper. We just let's just do this like that. And we're gonna put one here, and then scoop it again. Another one here, and then another one here. Voila.
gingerbread. It has buttons.
Yeah, it looks like yeah.
Yeah, can I try?
You just scoop it with it. No, I don't need it right now. Don't go ahead and scoop it back in it. Like that to this. Like that. Squeeze it and it falls. Wow.
Wow.
Good job. Alright. So let just spread lightly. It doesn't have to be even. As long as it's spread around. Spread around. Throughout the cake. Oops. Voila. Let's go like that. Now, time to put the cookies. We're gonna put in the good ones in here like that. And then we're gonna spread. And then we're gonna put, I guess I should have gotten like 2 bags of this, but that's okay. We're gonna crumb some on the side. Let's go down this. Alright, that's enough there. And then again, this is going to be like melted with the whole entire cake and everything. Alright, so next we're going to add the other layer of cake. Beautiful. And we're gonna put that here. Right there. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful. Man, I feel like this is gonna actually turn out better than the first one that I made. How do they say practice make perfect, right? So the first one I guess was like a trial, but this one is like so nice. Okay, so we're gonna repeat the same thing again. We're gonna poke the hose. Put the hose there. Poke, 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 poke. Poke, poke. Like that. I know some people when they make the tres leches cake, they use almost like a dowel. Like they would use like chopsticks, because chopsticks are like super as thick as this, right? And they would like pop. I just rather just like I don't want the holes to be visible. But I get it though. The bigger the hole, the faster the juice is gonna go in. The syrup's gonna go in. All right, now time to add our. We're gonna soak this baby up. Soak this whole thing up. And don't be afraid to just, because like I said, this cake's gonna soak the whole thing up. I typically leave like maybe 1 cup or 2 cups, so when I do serve my guests, they have an option to just like add more syrup, because the more it sits, the more you won't see the syrup. So it's kind of cool aesthetic, like a really cool aesthetic look, you know, like your guests doing that. All right, beautiful. This is how much I have left, so I'm gonna save it on the side, so when I do cut the cake later on, or if I after this rest, if I feel like it needs more syrup, I can just like, you know, add more cake in there. All right, so like I said, we're repeating the same cycle. And this is there's an extra here, so I'm gonna add that. And also this mix right here, you can eat it with like, let's say you have French toast, you can have it with French toast too. Or if you want to make some type of French toast, crack 1 egg or 2 eggs, put some bread in it, bake it, delicious. All right, so I'm gonna shift it up a little bit. Let me clean the ends a bit. Okay, so now let's add the leftover. And then we're gonna gently just mustard a bit. As you can see, the syrup is being penetrating the cake. And again, these don't have to be even, because the combination of the first layer that we made, whichever slices we cut, it will still have some filling in it. Okay, so now that it's done, we're gonna, let me see, should I add the cookies now? Yeah, I'm gonna add the cookies down so we can actually soak some of the bread a little bit, and then we're gonna do the frosting. Because we're gonna pipe the frosting on the out layer, we are going to focus here up front. So let me see, should I do it this way? Or should, let me see if I do it this way like that. If I do it this way, let me see. I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. And like I said, the frosting's gonna go on this side. If I put it this way, maybe I put it down the other way. Oh well. Okay, please. It's not gonna be even if I do that. Now I'm stuck on a dilemma now. Let's see. Un, deux, trois, un, deux, trois. Let's see, un, deux, trois, un, deux, trois. Let me just do this. Un, deux, trois. And then, okay, I guess that works. No, but yeah. Voila. Perfect. And then we're gonna border it with the piping. We're gonna set this aside and then we're gonna do a frosting now. Hello, Leo. No. Get your chopstick from your backpack, please. Your chopstick from your backpack. Thank you. He's getting his backpack, his chopstick.
Oh, dang it.
What's wrong?
Front pocket. Okay.
Bring your backpack here, I'll help you.
I found it.
Oh, okay. Fish?
Where'd you get all these
Let's
cookies?
have the buckles.
Where'd you get all these cookies from?
I went to Aldi yesterday. It's like Biscoff. It's the same thing as Biscoff.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. There's like other kinds of cookies that are like this, but it's like they're not the same flavor. They're not just the same.
It's just a different name, but it's the same thing. It's just the same.
Is it a different shape, but it's the same?
Same shape. It's just different writings.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna go get my sweater.
Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna make the frosting. Let me put this cake on my fridge.
Clean up the living room, we'll make it back.
All right. No, take the brush. gonna add a little bit of this biscuit spread. Let's see. I actually don't like the consistency of this. So I'm gonna have to do some magic here. Let's see. Okay, this turned out too flat, but that's okay. I have an extra cream that I'm going to use to remake it because I thought it would be like a good idea to mix it, but it's too flat. All right, so let's remake this. I guess I'll be right back. Okay, let me go get some cream, and I'll be right back, and we'll remake this buttercream, this frosting. Okay.